In the last maybe 6 months, we've seen kind of this surplus of maybe what I would call infrastructure. Eigenlayer perhaps is one of these things where it offers something fundamentally new and something important. However, it doesn't offer the end use case itself. And you could say this about new layer one networks or, omni-chain bridging infrastructure there's a whole bunch of, maybe these what crypto VCs might call picks and shovels or some of this infra stuff. Do you think that crypto, to justify where it sits today, needs to build those applications?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, maybe we end up becoming one of the first true crypto native consumer apps, right? We've seen consumer apps in crypto, but they've all been DeFi, right? They've been whatever, BlockFi, Nexo, Celsius, FTX, and these centralized exchanges. They've all been these centralized entities. There hasn't really been, maybe Uniswap is the closest as far as just like a consumer app that a normal person can get on and use. And, and we see that where I think the number of users that are actually using DeFi crypto is, certainly it's in the low single digit millions. Maybe there's a million or two users that are actually active. And that's a tiny, tiny sliver of a market. I mean, those people are very affluent. They have a huge amount of assets. And so the market kind of artificially looks larger than it is, but it's actually, a pretty small kind of sliver of the world. And we want to make DeFi much more accessible. And so for us, the staking and restaking thing was really just a way to bootstrap this consumer apps business. And so our longer term vision is to build a suite of integrated products that make DeFi accessible and easy for people, with the ultimate goal that, we can replace, traditional financial institutions for people. So specifically, that suite of products is what we call EtherFi Stake, EtherFi Liquid, and then EtherFi Cash. EtherFi Stake is the staking product. EtherFi Liquid is our DeFi strategy vault, sort of like a non-custodial fund that users can participate in that deploys their assets into DeFi while allowing them to retain, custody and control. And then EtherFi Cash, which is basically a spending account that integrates with a credit card that you can use in real life. And so with these three products, Stake, Liquid, and Cash, you can save, invest, and spend your money without ever having to off-ramp. Because this is a challenge that pretty much every crypto user has, is they have these two worlds that they need to live in, crypto and TradFi, and then there's these rickety bridges between them that they have to cross periodically. Well, the goal with these three products is that people can, exist comfortably in the crypto world and use that in their real life.
Can you tell me about the progression of building some of that out? What's the time frame and what are the priorities there? Obviously, Liquid, there's stuff that exists like that. The EtherFi Cash product, It kind of doesn't exist. There's maybe some small options and some off-ramping services, maybe MoonPay or something like that. But, competitors really on this, you're right, it's really rickety off-ramp, centralized exchanges, stuff like that. So tell me, what is that process going to look like going forward for EtherFi?
Yeah, so Stake and Liquid already exist, and it's a really nice, I would say, integrated offering. Liquid is already by far the largest, yield aggregator protocol. I think that's the category they call it. It's over, I think, just about over $500 million now inside of Liquid, which has been, phenomenal growth. And then obviously Stake has about $4 billion in TVL, which is great. And then on Liquid, we have two options. We have ETH and now the USD market neutral vault. Okay, and then the third product, Cash, is it's a non-custodial wallet and credit card attached to it. And the power of these things isn't so much that each one of those products independently is, I think they're good products independently, but the real magic comes from the vertical integration, from the integration between these three products. Because, when a user deposits their ETH, let's say, I think a lot of crypto native users view ETH as kind of their core savings asset. When they deposit their ETH and stake it to earn, the native interest rate of the network, the first question is, all right, what can I do with this? Is there, do I just leave it in my wallet or do I want to do anything else with it? And most people, I think, are overwhelmed when they try to look at the now hundreds of different protocols and chains and different places that they can use this restaked ETH. And so Liquid automates that for them. It makes their choice easy. Kind of lets them say, all right, cool, I've restaked my ETH and now I can deploy it in DeFi and earn DeFi yields and not worry about having to do all that manually. And then naturally, the third question is, well, great, all right, I have all these assets, they're accruing rewards, they're gaining in value. How do I actually use that to benefit my life? right? It's not, most people, it's not enough to just have a number go up on a screen. They actually want that number to somehow impact their life. And so the natural thing is, well, great, here's a product that lets you actually use this day to day. It lets you either borrow against it or just spend it, spend the rewards that you're making. So the magic really comes from the integration between these three products, that it lets you save, invest, and spend your money, which is most of what you need to do if you're a crypto native person. So yeah, long term, I mean, we envision this being a kind of a full end-to-end solution that someone will completely dump their bank and just live entirely on chain.